Cancer.
Hello Cancer, and this is your April forecast for 2013, and I am really excited for you this month because last month we talked about all those planets that stellium was passing through your ninth house of higher thinking, education, researching, probably trying to also dream because it was in the sign of Pisces, so also kind of dreaming your way, sensing your way, intuiting your way of where you wanted to head, preparing yourself. And the ninth house is a preparatory area for those of you now moving into the career house. And the good news is that all these planets are now currently in your 10th house. And we have then Uranus and the Sun, Venus and Mars and the new moon passing through there. So it's a time to initiate. It's a time to start off new things, to really trust your gut, you know, and take a leap of faith. Many of you might have been on that diving board for the longest time, really wanting to jump into something new. And it takes a little guts sometimes to change, especially when you change course or change direction. And this is what I get that many of you Cancers are doing at this point in time. Not just stepping up and promoting into the same field. Uranus kind of throws you off into new fields. And why? It's because the universe knows that you have talents, other talents, as well as the ones that you've been doing so well for so many years. So now it's more like the universe wants you to get your feet wet in new areas. So take the leap of faith, do the dive, get into that new pool, and watch how refreshing it can be just to have all these other sensories, perceptions in yourself awaken. To bathe in these new talents that you might have felt that you've had for the longest time, but now you can actually put them out into practical life. And from it, I'm seeing that, you know, Aries is ruled by Mars, so it's all that Marsy energy too that's taking coloration on these planets. Plus, Mars is in Aries, so it's like a double whammy there, a double dose that you get to actually create these initiations. And you'll also see that men around you, it could be co-workers, bosses, whatnot, spouses, that can be extremely helpful and supportive to you this month, since Mars is passing through there. You also have Venus, what you love, what you appreciate, all those beautiful things that you actually have within. Now you can project out into a career, perhaps. And the Sun is there, so you know, it's like, it's time to move. It's time to put the one leg in front of the other and go for it. And do not look back, because this is only the beginning. Remember, Aries is the first sign. So whatever it is you're initiating now is only what's going to be with you for years to come. Okay? We're talking years. So therefore I'm saying I'm really, really excited for you. Mercury went retrograde, you know, and so it kind of gave you the opportunity to make sure if this was what you really wanted, if these dreams were in fact it. So it gave you a little time to kind of rethink, reevaluate, to figure out, you know, could there be anything else, or is this it? And it being in the sign of Pisces, you really were able to dig deep down into your subconsciousness and listen to spirit and the creativity that Pisces represent, you know. And once again, it's the universe wanting you to look at your talents, your abilities, that you're so much more than what you think and more than what you have already projected into this third dimension. You know, it's like it's time to take the elevator up to the next story. And it's been there, you know, with Neptune and in the sign of Pisces. So that Mercury there had a double whammy of it. And so I think you're pretty much prepared now. And Mercury going direct from March 17th. So if you're listening to this forecast here in the early part of this reading, Mercury may still be retrograde, at least March 17th. And then after that, you'll see how she starts picking up speed, okay? And she will move into your career house on the 13th, April 13th. So between March 17th and April 13th, you still have time to kind of really draw down all this inspiration from this higher understanding of what the ninth house represents and what Pisces give your Mercury, your way of thinking, so that you can take that with you when you move into the career house and then go for it along with all the other planets there. And then also we have Venus moving into Taurus, which will be your 11th house, house of friendship, hopes, dreams. It is also organizations, networks, and so forth. You'll be meeting up with a lot of old friends, but you're also probably going to be meeting a lot of new friends. This is on the 14th. We'll be joined by Mars coming in behind it on the 20th of April. So Mars and Venus are going to go hand in hand into your 11th house here. And you know, both Mars and Venus can also represent love or partners. If you're a man, it's Venus. If you're a woman, it's Mars. So don't be surprised if there's going to be new attractions taking place here in the area of friends or new associations coming into being there, okay? Because I see this mingling here a whole lot. And then on the 23rd, we got Mercury and Jupiter doing a very good talk. It's a harmonious aspect. Mercury's communication, it's contracts, it's papers, it's documents. Being with Jupiter is the planet of all good things to come. It's gifts, it's you expanding into new areas. So if that is a contract, you're good to go. And that will be between your career house and your 12th house. So I would think that it is good for you, not just here in this dimension, but spiritually too. Jupiter in the 12th house is spirit. Spiritually, it will feel like you're on track, okay? And then the best time of the month for you will be towards the end on the 24th. Venus and Pluto are trine. That is love, it's passion, it's intensity. This will be between your 11th house and 7th house. So yes, anybody starting a new relationship at this time, it's going to be good, okay? It's not just dynamite, it could be nuclear. And 7th house is all about partnerships or a significant other. If you're already in a relationship, fantastic time for your marriage. If it's new relationships, it's going to start with this intensity, which is going to program it into your DNA, okay? So this can actually bring sides and passions out that you may not have had earlier, but this is a part of the new that can follow through in this relationship. So very interestingly so, and it may also come to show that it will heal away old scars and issues because Chiron is there. So when Venus is in touch with Chiron, so is Pluto. And you know what? It's really time to throw it away so that you can really open up for new dimensions. People carry guards because they want to protect themselves and their vulnerability. And we know how vulnerable and sensitive you are at heart and soul, Cancer. You know, but we also have to realize there's a time to let that guard down if you really want to feel, okay? It's hard to feel when the shell is there, okay? So there's times when the shell does protect you, but there's times when you just want to be open so you can get the grandest of gifts, okay? This is the time for it. It's fantastic here. 24th of April. Then we got the full moon on the 25th. So, and it's not just an ordinary full moon, it is an eclipse, the power of 3 full moons together. And eclipses are traditionally known for eclipsing things out of your life, you know, final endings, letting go. So if we're talking about this healing taking place here just a couple of days prior to the eclipse, if you have any emotional garbage and BS that you want to rid, throw it in the thank you for coming bowl, like Anne says on the Food Channel, you know, and then allow this bowl to be actually thrown out and emptied, you know, because if you're just putting it in the bowl, you can always pick it back out again and put it back in your shell. We want to make sure that this is tossed out once and for all. All old relationships, issues, scars, wounds, it will not behoove you to carry them along, because it's stopping you, hindering you from allowing you to transform and become this new person that the universe wants you to be. Remember, Pluto's involved here. That's death and rebirth, okay? So, and it's Venus. It's those inner loving emotions that wants to rebirth itself, so you can actually become this new person without that history of pain. You know, you want to let go of your pain body and know that it's taught you something. You know, we learn from everything. But now you have the opportunity to start all over again. New hopes and dreams. You know, to have that 16-year-old heart that's looking towards the future for new experiences and that future husband or wife down the path. You can do that now, okay? So I want to wish you a very good month and listen to your moon sign and rising sign, get some more insights there. And do listen to your partner's scope as well, so you know what's going on with him and her. I'll see you next month. Bye now.